So we are on our way to Georgetown, Texas.
That's why it's important to have a clear elbow.
All right, we're heading out.
1 minute late.
Just finished lunch at the...
Kind of neat. There's some longhorn cattle back there, and Poopsicle's no good.
Hello and welcome to Chasing RV Sunshine. We are Joel, Deb, and Maya. We are a full-time RV couple who recently retired from law enforcement, downsized, and sold everything. We share our adventures as we learn about RV life and cover RV travels, finances, DIY RV projects, destination reviews, and other RV living details. We hope you join us as we document our adventures, chasing RV sunshine throughout the country and beyond. On last week's video, we explored Fredricksburg, Texas with our friends Bill and Deanna from Living the Silver Life. If you haven't seen that, check that video out. On this week's video, we are taking you with on a travel day. We have been staying at the Vineyards of Fredericksburg RV Park. It is quite large, but it is very nice and very accommodating. There was a pool and hot tub, however they're closed for the season, and an outdoor pavilion and a kids play area. The sites are nice and large. We did have a little bit of issues leveling when we first got here, but which took us like 5 or 10 minutes and finally got in the right spot as it's all gravel. But they do come through and mow and drag all the sites every time someone leaves, so it is very nice. And also last night, before the freeze that we ended up getting last night, this park actually put out an email to everyone saying that you need to unhook your water so that you don't damage your RV or the pedestal. So very nice RV park, and we totally recommend staying here.
So getting ready to leave this morning for our short trip. I went out to unhook the hoses and things. I had already unhooked the water last night because it was going to be cold, but I did leave the sewer hose on, and lo and behold, it's full of ice. So we'll run a little hot water through that and get that cleaned up and get ready to take off. We're planning on leaving at 11, so I'm going to make quick work of it. We have a 106-mile trip today. It's going to take us about an hour and 45 minutes. So we've got a little time to kill because we can't check in until after 2. So we're going to stop along the way at a historical presidential site. We're making sure all of our tanks are empty right now because we're heading to our first Army Corps of Engineer park. So we won't have hookups for the sewer, but we will have electric and water. It's very cold last night, so I'm going to make sure I flush the black tank real well to make sure that if there's any frozen particles on the sides of the tank or on the bottom, that we get those out before we head to the park. Doing this with gray water to get the ice out of the tube before I dump the black tank, in case there's a leak or something punctures. Won't be quite as bad. Trying to get some water to flow through that ice. Melt it enough.
So that it drops.
And it drops out of that. That should be the last clog. Again, I'm going to put a little more gray through it just to make sure. That's why it's important to have a clear elbow either here or right when the tank drops, so you can see what's going on within your system, both to make sure that you're getting your black tank cleaned well enough, and also when this like this, and also like today when there was ice, you can see and make sure you're trying to break that all up so your system's good to go. Now that we're going to be working with black tanks, glove up. Emptying the black tank, then we'll flush it, run that out, and then run the rest of the gray tank out. We were showing that we were at 67% this morning, although those gauges, like everybody else's, aren't necessarily accurate. We kind of go by more of timing and feel of how much we've been using the tanks. Out of the kindness of Deb's heart, she's not going to show you the actual black water coming out of there. So we're going to flush the tank.
Another thing that we did do before leaving this park here in Fredericksburg was to shower beforehand, so then that way we can make sure that we have empty tanks heading to the Corps of Engineer Park.
One less shower once they're there, that's going to go into the gray tank.
Yeah, like Joel said, there we only have water and power hookups and no dump tank. There is a dump station there that we'll use hopefully at the end of the week. We're hoping to make it the whole entire week.
Which I'm sure we will be able to, because I'm sure they have bathrooms and showers there too that we can use if there's a concern.
Yep.
But we're going to try to make it the whole week all on our own.
All right, we're heading out.
1 minute late.
Well, it is technically not our fault. We were ahead of schedule, but this nice lady actually from Minnesota stopped by and has the exact same rig we do. So we are on our way to Georgetown, Texas. So we just finished lunch at the Pecan Brewery.
Yep, Pecan Street Brewery.
It was fabulous.
Yep, I had the gyro.
And I had a patty melt with barbecue sauce on it, and it was absolutely delicious, and kettle chips.
And the beer I had was awesome.
Yeah, I had a check y'all self, and it was absolutely delicious beer. I would definitely, if you're coming through Johnson City, Texas, put this on a stop. And if you're driving an RV, 3 blocks that way, I think we are, is the
Lyndon B. Johnson
National Park or something, and there is RV parking, and that's where we're parked, and we're gonna head back there and take Maya for a little walk.
Yep, easy in and out even with the tow vehicle on.
Yep. We stopped at the LBJ Park and just had a fabulous little walk around the grounds with Maya. Saw his childhood home and did a trail about a half of a mile, and Maya loved it. And we even got to see some longhorns and the original Johnson settlement here in Texas. They have redone it to make it look like the time period that it originally was made in. It's pretty cool. This is definitely worth a stop if you're traveling through the area. So, what did we think of Lyndon B. Johnson
Historical Park?
Historical Park?
I thought it was great. Nice little walk around. They restored stuff to the 19th century, what it might look like then, and kind of neat. There's some longhorn cattle back there, and his old stomping grounds and family farm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and I think Maya really enjoyed it.
Maya enjoyed the walk, for sure.
After a short drive, we arrived at Cedar Breaks Park, which is one of the 4 parks at Lake Georgetown operated by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. It sits on the south side of Lake Georgetown in Texas Hill Country, approximately 4 miles west of the city of Georgetown, Texas, and 25 miles north from Austin, Texas. We absolutely loved our site and stayed here for a week. And on next week's video, we're going to show you the campground, the hiking, and all the fun that we had in the area. It had so much to offer, and we recommend a stop in Georgetown and definitely stay at this RV park. We'll now roll those bloopers, as you know we always have them. Poopsicles.
And Poopsicle's no good.
We stopped at the Lyndon B. Johnson National Park. Brief history.
Welcome to the Johnson.
Oh my god, that scared me.
My name's Lucy Bangs Johnson.
Word. I'm like, apologize. My hair's probably horrible, isn't it?
No. Sorry for the bloody nose, but I cut myself shaving this morning. Real life stuff.
You did a number.
I did a number.
Thank you to all of you that have been coming along on our journey to be chasing RV sunshine. Remember, life is about moments and not things, and you can always create your own sunshine and enjoy us chasing it in our RV. See you on the next video.